How many clicks does it take to get to the center of your videos? No? Okay, let's try that again. If you're looking to get monetized on YouTube, then you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, right? Well, how do we do that? Well, after spending way too much time on YouTube compiling research and looking at other creators like Jade Beeson, Nate Black, Roberto Blake, Ali Abdul, this is what I have found. Thumbnails play a major role in getting clicks. Think of thumbnails like an ad for your video, right? You want to provoke emotion. You want the potential viewer to feel happy or curious or provoke some sort of emotion that's going to make them take action and click on your video. Now, that's not to say that a thumbnail is the only criteria that's going to get you clicks and have people watch your videos, but it does play a major role. In a previous video, we went over SEO strategies to get the impressions and get you out there and found so people can potentially click on your videos, right? But you also want to have a good description. So you want to have all three things: a good description, the SEO, and a good thumbnail. So when people first see your video, they're going to see the thumbnail, read the description and the title, and decide if it's worth their time to watch. So let's go over what types of thumbnails there are, what makes a good thumbnail, and then we're going to go ahead and create one together.
Alright, so now we're going to take a look at some different examples of thumbnails. So this one, for example, we're going to call collage. The reason I say it's a collage is because there is just a bunch of stuff on the screen that basically makes up like a collage, right? And there's different types. We're going to go over what's called showcase later, and you could kind of say that maybe this is a showcase one since it's got the arrow over here pointing down to some things. But like I said, I'm pretty much going to say this is a collage because it makes up a bunch of things that's related to the video. So in this video here, he talks about all the different tech that he buys and kind of reviews it or shows you how he uses it and just different things like that. So that's what we're going to call that. Here we could say there's another collage, right? So we've got the White Castle burgers here, Miss Patate or something, I forgot whatever she made, and that's what she's doing. She's basically making this out of these hamburgers or something. So again, there's a collage of different things here related to the video. Almost you would think kind of a reaction because she's got kind of that surprised face, but there's not really much other text in here or anything to give you a reason it would be something else. So like I said, for me, I put this in the collage. And so we're gonna go over 5 different types. I'm going through them kind of fast, but we're gonna go over all the different videos I reviewed, and this is just my opinion, but this is the categories that I put them in. So we're gonna call this the collage because made a big portion of them. A lot of thumbnails make up the collage where they have a bunch of different items kind of thing, right? That was probably about 25% or more for most. Then we're going to move on to what's called showcase. Showcase is the second one we're going over. Then we'll go over single action or movement, the reaction category, and the split screen. And like I said, we'll go over more of those here. But why do I call this showcase? Well, you can see how big this pizza is. It's taking up most of the screen here, right? In this video, that's what he talks about. He talks about making the biggest pizza or something. So you can see the focus is on the pizza and he's measuring it. So it's making everything's on that. You wouldn't really guess anything from this. If you just saw this without any text or any description, you would probably guess that it has something to do with a big pizza, right? Pretty good job. Here's another showcase. See how this is kind of blurred out back here? You've got the words here, but it's not the focus. You've got the noodles on top of it. You've got the arrow pointing to it. Again, this is what I put under the showcase category because the focus is on the chow mein. This is from a cooking channel, and she does videos about cooking, different recipes, and different things like that. So again, I guess she made the chow mein in this video. Now we're moving on to the single action or movement. So you can see he's trying to pry this boot off of this car. It's centered. You can see his face in here, but that's where all this is going to. A little bit of words, the boot, but you know, for the most part, the focus is right here. He is pulling, so you got the action, or you can call it a movement too. Here's another one. Now, see how big this is? Yeah, you got her face there, but you could argue that this could also be a maybe I would say showcase or something, right? Because you would think that the focus is here, but here's the thing. They crossed out the words free content. So that's where I'm going to put an action. They are crossing this out, saying that you don't get free content. I forgot what this was actually an interview video. I forgot what it was about, but something, obviously she had some tips on you on, and it was her opinion on all these people offering free content and why it's not really free or really valuable at all. So again, like I said, we're going to put this under the single action because crossing this out. All right, now we're gonna move on to the reaction styles. There's Gordon Ramsay. Who's familiar with him, right? He's pretty well known. So, he makes people cry, right? So, obviously, this is from the Kitchen Nightmare show, where he, tries to get people to cook better or whatever the case may be, and tells them why they suck or whatever. You know Gordon, how he does it. So again, that's why the focus is on kind of this guy crying with Gordon yelling in his ear. Here's another one's kind of funny. So this is a video where this guy basically pranks this guy, and then so he's like, "Wait a minute, the mic was on." So this is perfect. It's kind of catchy. You're curious, like, "Oh, the mic was on." You see his face looking surprised. I'd say this is a pretty good thumbnail. Without any context, I would just want to know, what do you mean the mic was on? What had happened? Did he do something embarrassing? So reaction is very powerful. It's pretty common, but it's still, I would say, maybe lower, like 20 to 18% of the amount I've been seeing. Reaction is fairly common, but again, I was seeing the showcase and the single action more often. So now we're gonna go with a split screen here. You can see that you have the words before and after, and you've got the picture. Kind of him looking sleepy, and then after, you see his head on a pillow. So you can see how powerful a great thumbnail is. Without having the title, without having a description, without knowing anything of the video, right away, I could probably tell that this is gonna be something about getting sleep before and after having better sleep tips or something like that. It's probably what he's gonna go over. If you guys know Ali Abdaal, he's pretty popular in the YouTube space here, right? And you can see, I can pretty much tell you what this video is gonna be about. Again, here's another one. Look at Mr. Beast. You guys know Mr. Beast. I'm sure you do. Surprise, fun fact, I actually did not know who Mr. Beast was until recently. Someone had to tell me who it was, but that was pretty much when I started my YouTube journey. And so he's like one of the #1 YouTube channels. And here's another guy. So basically, I actually did watch this video. And so what this is he challenged Mr. Beast and whoever if to a 600-day fitness challenge, basically, right? And then I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but if he loses to Mr. Beast, he's got to get a tattoo somewhere of something. So maybe you guys want to look for that video and check it out. But point is, you can see here's the split screen. You've got day 1 and day 600. So kind of like before and after results. You've got the focus here. You can tell they're not as in shape right here as they are here. So it's probably something to do with a fitness challenge. So again, how powerful a great description or a great thumbnail can really help you get those clicks, really get people interested in wanting to watch your videos. All right, guys, so that's it for here, the examples. Now, I want to walk you through how I would build a thumbnail. So what I like to use is Canva, and I do have the Canva Pro here, so you can see different kind of thumbnails that I've made, kind of different ones for different videos. And you want to look at your niche and do the research on what works for you, right? With me, I do different stuff with Amazon and crypto, Bitfury, gambling, some of my YouTube content, obviously right here, and a lot of it is with the face. So let's go ahead and recreate one like this, right? So you can go do the new tab and do the YouTube thumbnails option, right? And they give you little basic ones here or whatever. But so let's go over here. We'll look at all my different uploads. Don't judge me. And so you want to grab it and you can kind of move it to get it to do the background, right? So this is just a screenshot from a video I've made, right? And so, pro tip, if you guys want to do good thumbnails and you don't want to screenshot the middle of your video, start recording before you just have a section of your video that's a little, you can make a screenshot for, right? So if you're walking into a coffee shop, just kind of record the coffee shop for a few seconds and then walk in. That way you can use it as a background or something like that. So anyway, for this one here, let's just kind of recreate that, right? A lot of thumbnails like this is someone talking. A lot of the creator space is usually an image of you, maybe a reaction of you, and some text like you saw before, but let's do it. So how are we going to do this? Okay, so I uploaded this. Now it's the background. Now I also want to duplicate that, and we'll make it a little bit smaller so it's easier to grab. And I'm going to lock this because sometimes it'll kind of mess it up, right? So we get off the positioning. Do I want to, let me hit edit. And of course it's not, oh, maybe because I locked it already. Let's unlock it and go back. Okay, so we need to edit it first. So what we want to do is, let's go ahead and blur the background, right? And we're going to click on whole image, and then you want to change the intensity. You can make it really blurry, not so much, kind of whatever you want to do, but let's do maybe like 30, 25. Yeah, let's do 30. We'll stick with that. Okay, and so what about this? Well, now we need to remove the background of this so it's just me. There we go. Oh, okay, it's going to do that while I move it. And let's kind of try to cover me up here. Stretch that out, and that looks about good right there, right? Okay, so now you got me, and the background is blurry. And what we had before, we had, do you see this outline? Have you ever seen this? It kind of makes it pop out, a little bit of a shadow, right? So what we want to do, click on this top one here. We're going to go back to edit image, and we're going to go over here to shadows and outline. Look at that. There you go. Now I got a big black outline. You can change the color, whatever color you want. We can do purple, pink, green, yellow, right? Oh, that looks kind of cool actually. So let's do that and decrease the size because I don't want it super thick. Let's go down to 6. 6 looks good to me. All right. Okay, so now you want to add some text to this, right? So you got me kind of surprised or talking like, hey, what is this guy talking about? Don't really have any clue about it. So let's add some text to it. And we're just going to be, actually, before we do the text, let's get a little element here. Pretty common. I use this little shape here. What? And we'll bring it in, change the shape and the size and everything. Let's say we want the words and stuff to kind of be make it a little bit bigger this way. Move it up, and I don't want that there. I want that behind me, right? So let's go ahead and we're gonna hit position, and that's where, oh, that's background. And we're gonna move it right click, layer, and send backwards. There you go. Now it's behind my head there. And we're actually gonna, let's go ahead and duplicate that because I had another section, right? So like some more words over here somewhere, something like that. And we'll fix it. We'll play around with it. So let's go back to the text. Do heading here. And we'll say like stop making these mistakes or something like that. Or stop making these YouTube growth. Oh, here we go. Stop following these YouTube, and let's do this. Duplicate that, drop it down. Growth tips. What? What? I want to grow on YouTube. Why wouldn't I do that? Well, here we go. Let's make it a little curious for them, right? Stretch this out. Let's make that bigger. We'll do maybe like a 48. Oh, we can make it a little bit bigger. Let's try 56. Okay. And actually, I don't like the font, so let's go over here and change the font. I like Fredoga. I like the way that looks, kind of thing. And it's kind of blending in with my hair, but I want it to be behind my head anyway. So let's go ahead and that's working. Right click on this and layer. Let's push this one backwards. Now it's behind my head again, but now it's kind of hard to read. So let's undo that and we'll move it up a little bit. So it's like there. Let's change the color too. Let's do green. There we go. Now I'm gonna click off of it, right click, layer, let's push it back. There you go. Now it's behind my head. It looks kind of cool there. We'll go back to position. And sometimes if you can't grab these things, you can see here, I'm going to put it on top of my head for a second just so I can move it. And let's put the wording back. There we go. We'll move everything later. Let's finish with this here. So change the color here. Make it this green color. Change the font. And we'll make it a little bit bigger. Let's say 56. And see how that fits in there. That looks pretty good, right? And let's make it pop a little bit more. Let's give it a little effect here. So if you see this lift, you can see it kind of gives a little shadow, makes it come up a little bit easier to read. You can see the difference in these two, right? Actually, that kind of looks easier to read, but it looks cool. So we're gonna do it because I like it. And oh, I'm not gonna animate. Go to effects and lift. You could even do a little outline on it. Oh, that looks cool too. Space, hollow, none of the above. But I like lift. It just kind of makes it pop off of there, like it's lifting off of here, right? So let's go back and now we need to push this stuff back. Let's go back to position and drop this behind, leave everything here, put this on the very top. So I want me on the very top, focusing on here. So overall, I'd say that looks pretty good. Might be like, oh, well, it's not super flashy or anything, but you can see stop following YouTube's growth tips. Why would I do that? Because I want to grow on YouTube. So again, know your audience, know what they're going to respond to, and play around with it. You can make multiple different thumbnails, but the whole point of the thumbnail is to get you those clicks. So make it interesting, engaging. People want to have fun. They want to see something smiling. You can have face, no face. Like I said, it varies by niche. But again, that was just a basic thing on what you can do with Canva here. And good luck to you guys. I'll see. You know what? Another thing, so like I said, this playlist I've been doing is all about YouTube growth, Instagram growth, little tips and tricks besides growing, just different things that I do myself, and that's been helping my channel and stuff. So what I would recommend, if you guys are enjoying this, go back and watch this video before this, where we went ahead and talked about the description and SEO and being found, because it all plays a role together. First, you want to be found, then you want people to click on your videos, then you want people to stay on your videos, so we'll talk about retention later in a future video, and just so on and so forth. So, like I said, if you guys are enjoying this, and you haven't seen that video, go ahead and click this video, and it's going to go over the description and SEO and stuff for your YouTube videos.